Hi everyone, it's Caroline here from Aussie Cards and Crafts, and amongst this mess on my desk, which I will clear away in a moment, I'd like to show you the Christmas cracker I've just made. Now, we used to call them Christmas crackers. Some people call them Christmas bonbons. This one isn't filled yet, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. My theme, surprise, surprise, is white and gold for my table, and this follows on from what I made yesterday, which were these little lanterns. Now, these lanterns, I'll link it up the top for you, but the lanterns come from a die, and they're just absolutely exquisite, and they've got a LED candle in it, so it follows on from that. I now need to make my Christmas bonbons or Christmas crackers, and this is what I'm actually going to be using. So what I've gathered, I've been out to the stores this morning and I've gathered lots of bits and pieces from a store close to me, and I'm going to cut these up and make this part here. They're all going to be slightly different, but that doesn't really matter. So there's one there, and it's got a little bell on it as well. I've already heat embossed my sentiment to go on the top. I've got gold and white ribbon for them, so I'll move those aside, and I'll move these behind me, I think, to get them out the way. There's my little bells. I'll put those at the end. Now, the way we're making this is actually we're going to use the envelope punch board to do this. So what we need to do is I needed to make probably 8 of these for my Christmas lunch. So when I went down to my local store, they had this particular card here. Now, they only had 4 of them, and I needed them to be 6 inches wide. So 4 multiplied by, 4, it just doesn't work out. So I thought, well, that's okay. I can get a piece of plain card and put it on the end, and that can be my tab. So that's what I'm doing. So this is 6 inches by 12 inches. And it is oh so easy to make. So let's get started. So you've got 6 inches along there, you've got 12 inches along there. What you need to do is you need to get your scoreboard out, and I do this on the back. Now, the reason I'm doing it on the back is you might be able to see I went offline a little bit there, because with these thick parts where it's all glittery, it pushes me off the track. So what you need to do along the 6 inch side, you need to score at 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, and 5 inches. Another piece of paper that you'll need is a piece 12 inches long and 1 inch wide, and score that at 1 inch. Okay. Now, the next thing, that's all the scoring we need to do at the moment. I'll bring that back in a little while. Next, what we need to do is we need to fold all of those lines. So all those lines that you scored, you need to fold and burnish them. Okay, now with your 1 inch piece, your 12 inch by 1 inch piece, do the same thing. Okay, so just fold it over, burnish it. Now, what we now need to do, open that up again, that's just to give us a nice crisp edge. What we now need to do is we now need to stick this on here, just to extend it by that 1/2 inch, so that we've got a tab. Now, the tab's going to go under, so it doesn't really matter. It's not going to be showing. But what I need to do is I need to stick that right along that line there. Okay, now what we need to do is we now need to bring our envelope board in, and we use the rounded part, which is at the back of the board. So what we now need to do, no, we don't. Sorry, I'm doing it wrong. What we need to do is we now need to go to here And if you put it in so that the edge of your folded piece, so we've folded the first one over, and the edge of your folded piece is going to be 2.5 inches on this side here, and then press it down. Okay, so there's our first one. Fold it over onto the next fold, and once again at 2.5 inches, just go like so. Fold it to the next one and keep working down both sides until you have completed. You can see that we're getting those apertures in there, which is going to be where it weakens it so that we can actually pull the cracker. So put it at your measure mark again, but for this I have to stand up because I'm not strong enough to push it otherwise. There we go. Next, turn it around, and this last one here, once again, it'll only be a half little cut. So as you can see how we're going to start doing this. Next, we do exactly the same thing on the other side. So we go 2.5 inches, and this is my thick one, so I have to stand up once again for that one. It's probably getting a bit full under there. Then fold the next one and continue to keep going across. Okay, so there we have it. Next, what we need to do is we need to bring in our scoreboard again, and we need to score. So I can get a nice firm edge to this. I'm going to turn that over, and very carefully we need to score at 2 inches. And I've got to be careful with this because because of the glitter on the other side, it's not wanting to score very well. Normal card would be fine, but of course I have to choose something a little bit difficult. I might try this side. There we go. Next one will be at 2.5 inches, and that will be right through these. And then there will be one at 3 inches. Okay, turn it around and do exactly the same thing again. So what you now need to do is you now need to make the first fold at 2 inches a mountain fold. Okay, choose this one here, and this card doesn't like playing the game, but it looks nice, so that's all that I'm really worried about. And burnish those well. And then the middle one is going to come across the other, sorry, I've done that the wrong way, I think. Yeah, this one should have come this way. So make that first one a valley fold, the next one will be a mountain fold, and then the third one will be, sorry, first one's a mountain, second one's a valley, the third one's is a mountain as well. It's easier to do it this way. There we go. And you do that both ends. Okay, and there you can see that it's starting to resemble a Christmas bonbon. Okay, so next what we need to do is we need to get one of these. Now, I got these at Spotlight. If you're living in Australia, you'll know that, but they're just bonbon snaps. And at this stage, all I want to do is I want to put them in one end. I will attach the other end, but it won't be until after I've filled them and after I've got both ribbons on. So just a little bit of glue would probably do for that. So just a little bit of glue and stick that down. You will find that this end will stick out. Don't worry about that. That can just be trimmed off. Depends on what size you're making them. So I'll just hold that there while it dries, and I'll just talk to you about the sentiment that I'm going to be using. The sentiment was here. There it is. What I've done is I've used the Celebration sentiment. I'm not sure what that was from. It was from a stamp set that I got at the local craft store years ago. So I've used that one. And for the greeting, I've used Wishing You a Magical Christmas, and that comes from the Enchanted Christmas Creative Stamping issue 100, which was last year. And yeah, that's a beautiful, beautiful magazine to have got. So there's that, and I have cut it out, and so when I fussy cut it, I have actually cut it out right around the edge. I didn't leave a border at all. For these, what I've done is I've used some of the wire that is on these, and I have just wound it around and just made it pretty, really. So that's all that you really need to do for that. Okay, back to our cracker. If we move over to this side, you will see that we've got that white strip there. So we now need to put some glue onto that area there. Okay. And then what we do is we now need to fold that in, and you'll find that it measures and lines up perfectly. Okay, so that's that there. And there we have our Christmas bonbon that is all together. I'm just being a bit careful because that glue is probably still a little bit wet at the other end. Okay, now what I need to do is I need to bring this all together by using some, once again, gold and white, using a piece of ribbon, and that might not be long enough. Let me try this piece. So you just pull it in. Okay, so you can see that this is miles too long, but once I have got my gifts inside, I will then attach that so that you do get that nice big bang when you do it. Okay, so I'm just going to tie a very simple bow this end. No, that's not long enough. Let me get another piece. We'll pop this around. Now, we want it to go this way because where we've joined it is on the bottom. That's better. Okay. So there's that one, and I'll trim the ends in a moment. The other piece we need to do exactly the same thing, but we also need to thread somehow this through here. Now, I'll maybe pop it through the, see how the bow has got, the gift has got ribbon on it as well. I'm just going to thread that through there to attach it. And then it's a case of just playing with it to position it correctly. Okay. So there we go. And you can play with your bow as you like. But there is your Christmas cracker. I just love them. I think that they're really stylish. I think they're going to look great. I've got an outside area here that's all very green and very lush. And I think that these are going to go really, really well there. So I'm going to just bring it round a bit. And with glue dots, I'm just going to take a couple of these off for my sentiment. And another one there. And wishing you a magical Christmas. There we go. And there is my Christmas bonbon. I'm very, very happy with that. I think that they're going to look absolutely stunning on my table, especially when I've got those in the middle with for table decorations. So thank you for joining me. Please give me please subscribe to my channel, and also give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed the tutorial. Who knew that you could do so much with the card with the envelope maker? I tell you, I was very, very surprised. There's lots and lots and lots of bonbons on the internet, but I just happen to like the hexagonal shape. And yeah, the only thing I will say is I would definitely use a card that is, it doesn't have to be, it's probably about 150, I would say, to be completely honest. But just use a card instead of a paper, because otherwise they will be too flimsy. So thanks for joining me today. Please head on over to my Facebook page, which is Aussie Cards and Crafts. And if you're not a member, please apply to be a member. We'll be more than happy for you to be with us, and for us to see some of the lovely things that you might create as well. So until next time, thank you very much. Bye.